Hey everybody, it's Rick. Welcome to Dad Life, according to Rick. If you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button right down below. Um, if you are already subscribed, welcome back. So this video is gonna be a little bit different to my other videos. I know that I've kind of been steering off and just doing videos like with the kids and stuff like that, but that's just like goes into like normal day life, with me and the kids or whatever. But I kind of want to get back into the reason why I started this dad life according to Rick. So I want to talk to all the dads out there about like structure and co-parenting. I know that this could be a very difficult subject because co-parenting, sometimes relationship with the other parents could be very like on the bitter side. Sometimes the other parent is not there at all, and so um, sometimes you try to be on the same page when it comes to co-parenting. Um, but structure is very important and it's very key when the kids are a lot younger, that you start getting them into routine, um, because I feel that it just gives them that structure. Waking up early, going to bed at a certain time, brushing your teeth, doing your homework when you come home from school. And as they get older, you give them chores, and you give them those responsibilities um, in the household and whatever, and it gives them that discipline. You know what I'm saying? So, that's very important. Into the upbringing and nurturing of kids. I know I'm not no child psychologist or anything like that, but I'm speaking based upon my experiences with my kids. So, I see some parents that struggle and their kids are like a handful and they don't listen. And, the parents be like kind of like laid back and then, they're going through a phase, and, I leave them alone. You got to stop that. Can't be like that, because that's just going to lead into bigger problems in the future. Because at that point, kids start be like, well, I get away with whatever I want, so I'm gonna do what I do, and my parents not gonna say nothing. So there has to be consequences um, in the kids' actions. Whether they're acting rowdy, they don't want to listen. That has to be implemented. Like, hey, you know what's right from wrong, and if you do the wrong, there's gonna be consequences. Now, I know that being a single parent, it's very difficult handling and raising a child on your own. Um, sometimes it can be very traumatic to a child, especially at a very young age. Not having one parent there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a dad raising a kid. Because mothers have that motherly instinct, and they're more nurturing than men can be. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just reality. It's nature. Like, mothers are more nurturing, so they have that upper hand on men. But nonetheless, us single fathers, you know, um, we have made it happen, and it's not impossible. But a lot of people feel guilty, in certain situations, and they say, hey, we went through divorce. I'm speaking like if parents got divorced and then the child starts lashing out, and they say, nah, they're going through it, and the divorce is rough on them. Like, you can't take that burden on yourself, because whatever happened with the other party or the parent has nothing to do with the child. That's where co-parenting comes in, and as both parents try to come together and be there for the child, and and say it's gonna be okay, whatever the case may be. If sometimes, if you need professional help, then you seek professional help to kind of help the child overcome that situation. But in situations where it's a single parent, you know, like I said, there has to be consequences for kids lashing out. I'm gonna speak personally on my situation. So when I first came back into my kids' life that they were living with me full time, it was very difficult. And I'm not saying it was difficult in the sense like I couldn't do it. It was just more in the sense that I had never been a full time parent. You know what I mean? I have always been involved in my kids' lives. I just wasn't full time, head on. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I was giving my kids all the love that they needed. You know, I was there for them, and but at the same time, they knew that there was consequences for the actions. So like, if they, you know, I would. I would punish them, you know, like go to your room. I would take whatever they didn't want, you know, whatever they loved, you take it away from them. Hey, you no TV for an hour, or you know what I'm saying? Like you know, like now is everything is electronic. So like kids have iPads, they got cell phones. Let me tell y'all something. I ain't get my kids cell phones so they were both in high school. I ain't care. Like, oh, y'all need a cell phone? Y'all call me from the school phone. Y'all ain't getting cell phones. Cause that's how it starts. Texting the friends, you know what I'm saying? They get distracted. And I want my kids to stay focused. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like knowledge is key. I want y'all to do good in school. And I've always said that to my kids. I've always implemented that to all my kids. So they ain't have electronics like that. So you know what I'm saying? I know that that's like a huge thing where kids have iPads and they all up on that in the mix in the internet, and they know stuff like you need to monitor what your kids is doing on their iPads and all that. It's crazy times we're living in, so that's what I'm saying. Like you take the iPad away, the phones is a the whole universe crumbles. I promise you. It's like the end of the world when you take away your kids' iPad and cell phone. Like they like shut down. They trolling in their room, acting like trolls, and they don't want to come out and they don't want to talk to you. And hey, that's all right, cause at the end of the day, down the road, you gonna appreciate me and you gonna love me for implementing them consequences on you. So you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And they might look at it like, oh, like you're mean and blah blah blah, but that's that tough love. As parents, I'm not your friend. I'm your father first. You know what I'm saying? So all that friendly stuff and letting kids do whatever they want, that's not being a parent. That's being a friend. And you got to be a parent first before you become your kid's friend. So you know what I'm saying? So first become a parent, then you be your kid's friend. But there has to be boundaries, especially with like our generation. We started having kids at a young age, and you know we started having that mindset like, oh, you know, I gotta give my kids a fresh Jordans, and you know they gotta look fresh, and they be all drippy, and they be buying them like all crazy jewelry. You go to the park, your J's be all jacked up because your 2 year old was just playing in the mud. That don't make no logical sense. You know what I mean? We got to get out of that mindset and, you know what I'm saying, and be a parent. I know that it was difficult. And I used to be like that too. Like, I wanted my kids to look fresh and have like the fresh kicks, the fresh gear. But at some point, that's just material stuff. And you got to like be like, hey, they're going to be running around getting all their clothes dirty. Like, you go get some Payless shoes for them to run around. So, you know what I mean? When they get older, then they're going to get into the expensive sneakers and they're going to take care of them because they want to look fresh and keep their stuff maintained. So back to the co-parenting. If the other parent is involved, you know, try to be on the same page. You know, communication is key. I know that that's easier said than done because certain parents, you know what I'm saying, they have different mentalities than the other parent, and then some of them could be the more free spirited, the more, oh, you could do whatever you want, and then you have the other parent that's like the more strict, more stern. There's rules at the house, and you kind of want that when they go see the other parent, but it doesn't happen, and then that's where the conflict starts. So you know, it's all about being on the same page, and like you know, when your kids are old enough, talking to them, be like, listen, you need to like be on your stuff like when you go to your other parents' house and whatever, whatever, because we ain't having all this miscommunication. You ain't gonna be living no double life under my roof. You doing good stuff here and not doing what you gotta do over there. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's tough. It's difficult. Um I love to see when when both parents can co-parent and things run smoothly. But not every situation is the same. Um, and if you're a single parent, you know, because the other something happened, traumatic, whatever, I know that it can be difficult, but don't lose sight and keep that mindset. Like give them the structure because that will make them a better person when they grow up. You know what I'm saying? They have that discipline. So, that's there's always tough love. They always gonna be like, you're mean, I can't stand you, blah blah blah. All right, that's fine. Take that L because at the end of the day, you're doing your job right. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when your kids get older, they will appreciate you. Trust and believe. Like my kids, I don't seek validation from them because from the bottom of my heart, I do it because I love them and as their father, I feel like I have to implement that into them like it was implemented in me. My grandmother raised me, God bless her soul, and she did everything that she had to do to teach me to be, a good person and doing what was right and learning, the rights and wrongs. So, I feel like I had to do that for my kids as well. So, you know, it's gonna happen. Parenting is not easy. Like I said before, we didn't get an instruction book when we had our kids. If we did, it would be easy, right? It would be a walk in the park. But I hope that this was helpful for y'all. I appreciate and you. If you have any comments or concerns, leave them down below. I will try to respond accordingly. Um, and follow my Instagram, Dad Life According to Rick. Um, and I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all stay blessed. Take care.